Workers at Ridge Hospital over delays in attending to emergency ward patients. This afternoon, the minister makes a plea.
A lot later, hundreds of mourners, including high-profile government officials and political actors, expected at the Menchia Palace for the one-week observation of the Asantehemaa.
It's Thursday, the 21st of August, 2025. I'm Kemini Amano, and this is News Central.
And I am Mawina Egbeta. The bulletin starts right now.
Now, this afternoon, supporters of dancehall artist Shatta Wale are demanding immediate release of the musician as they gather on the frontage of the Economic and Organized Crime Office. Shatta Wale has been in detention since last night after he could not post a 10 million cedi bail. The artist, known by his government names, Charles Ni Amamensa, is under investigation after it was determined he is in possession of a vehicle acquired with proceeds of crime. Let's take you to the frontage of EOCO now, where fans are continuing to turn up in almost jamboree style, demanding his release. Our noble Crosby Yannan is there for us. Crosby, what is happening now?
So what you're seeing right now is not some kind of a party. What you're seeing right now is not some kind of a concert. What is happening at the moment is that supporters and fans of Charles Ni Amamensa, popularly known in the showbiz industry as Shatta Wale, his fans have gathered here at the frontage of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, and they are simply demanding that he be released. Hundreds of them have come. Scores are still coming. It began somewhere around very early in the morning, somewhere before 5 o'clock. Some of the supporters had already begun marching in or trickling in to the forecourt of the forefront of the Economic and Organized Crime Office. Let's speak with a few of the supporters of Shatta Wale who have been here since morning and engage with them on what they are doing here, how many of them they think are here, how long they are spending here, and what they think of the ongoing investigation concerning their idol. You're live on TV3. Talk to me. What time did you get here this morning? If you could speak English for me, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I can speak English.
Yes, please.
Because of SM we day here. Because the thing where is going on, we don't understand. We don't understand these things. You know, Shatta Wale way buy first car, where somebody where they can't take the car go. Right now they bring the car. Right now they call them here. We don't understand.
So what I'm asking is, what time did you get here this morning?
Oh, like 5 o'clock we day here, 5.
And what time do you think you're going to leave here?
If Shatta Wale don't live here, we will not go anywhere. We wait for him. If right now Shatta Wale go, we go. If Shatta Wale go today, we will not go any place. Yes, right. We need Wale. They should give SM to us.
So, Kamini, that's just one of the supporters of Shatta Wale here, and what they're saying is that until Shatta Wale is let to go home, although he has been granted bail, is allowed to leave, they will still be here. We have one more supporter of Shatta Wale. Talk to me. You know why Shatta Wale is being held here, and what is your interest?
All right, so basically the main reason why we're all here is to, rally our support for Shatta Wale. Shatta Wale, as we're saying, is a Ghanaian. And when it comes to entertainment, he's one of our greatest entertainers that we have here in the country, yeah? And initially when the whole thing started, when his car got confiscated and all of that, I mean, what we were being told was he was going to be invited to, assist investigation and all of that. And looking at the whole thing, it looks like Shatta Wale is a third party because it was something he bought. He never knew he had to do with any shooting or whatsoever. Do you understand? So, I mean, when he got released and now being picked, we were asking ourselves, what is the issue again? But, when the whole thing started, when Shatta Wale came live and was trying to, address the issue and all of that, I felt like It's about time Ghanaians understand the Shatta Wale that we all know.
Right, thank you.
Oh, no, I need to land, bro. Yeah, okay. So what I'm trying to say is that Raymond Acha should try as much as he can to temper justice with mercy. Temper mercy with justice, as a matter of fact, yeah? Because Shatta Wale has got nothing to do with all of this shooting, whatever, yeah? Yeah, thank you.
So, Kamini, they are unanimous in their call that Shatta Wale be released. That is the only way that they would leave
I see.
forefront of the Economic and Organized Crime Office. And I'm telling you that it started as a protest, and just an hour or two into it, we saw a vehicle pull up with speakers, and it was all more like jams, concert, dancing to songs by Shatta Wale, gingering the supporters who have gathered here and making these demands. People from all walks of life, both young and old. Of course, it has also attracted some passerbys, and they're demanding one thing, that Shatta Wale be released, Kamini.
Indeed, Crosby, speaking of release, have we seen any of Shatta's team members there, perhaps in a bid to help with this release?
Well, Kamini, since we've been here this morning, we've seen Shatta Wale's manager, and I'm talking about Sammy Flex, in the company of some other close relations of Shatta Wale, come to the premises of EOCO. Sammy Flex has been spotted, going up and down. There was somebody we saw, and the suspicion is that that was the father of Shatta Wale, who was coming to support or find ways to provide the 2 sureties and the 10 million cedis that as the bail conditions granted to Shatta Wale. Those are not the only people we've seen. Some other supporters of Shatta Wale. I'm yet to cite any person from industry, and I'm talking about anybody from the showbiz industry here, support Shatta Wale or to demand the release of Shatta Wale. Entirely, it's been the close relations of Shatta Wale and some of Shatta Wale's key supporters, die-hard fans of Shatta Wale, as you can see in your shots at the moment, Kamini.
Indeed, Crosby, you keep an eye on events that will return when new developments emerge. Right now, however, let's bring you the official facts of the matter. Moena is here to do just that. Moena, what are we hearing from EOCO?
Well, they've been speaking directly to reasons why Shatta Wale continues to be in detention. We understand that yesterday his management had issued, amongst many other things, a release of some sort. They've been speaking as well. Sammy Flex, who Crosby mentions, is at the premises of EOCO. He's been releasing a statement seeking to explain to fans what the situation is and the fact that they are working seriously to post bail for him. Well, EOCO has been providing a bit more details as to why we're here and why Shatta Wale has been in detention. And so let's start with the reasons for his overnight detention. They say that, amongst many other things, they had invited him. He was to have appeared on the 13th of this month. That didn't happen, and so that meeting was scheduled for yesterday at 10 a.m. Lawyers of Shatta Wale had written and asked that the time be extended to 11, but subsequently they had called that he could not make it, and they told the lawyers that Shatta Wale had to make that appearance yesterday. And so he did appear at 3 p.m. yesterday, and Shatta Wale insisted upon his appearance that he was not going to speak to the investigative team until his counsel had arrived. A reminder that the time EOCO says Shatta Wale arrived is 3 p.m. They say that his lawyers arrived at 5 p.m. and conversations went on into the night until he was granted bail at 9 p.m. of 10 million cedis with 2 sureties to be justified. Let's proceed. And so they say once the sureties were presented, EOCO will undertake inspection, after which Shatta Wale will then be able to leave custody, reason for which he had to spend the night at EOCO in detention. We are not sure if it's the premises for sure, but we know that when EOCO grants you bail and you do not meet it, you're taken into other installations and kept for the night. Now, here's the nature of investigations from what EOCO tells us, which we're understanding of, that he was invited to assist in investigations surrounding that yellow vehicle, the 2019 Lamborghini Urus, a car identified by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, and the U.S. Justice Department as proceeds of a $4 million crime involving one Nana Kwabena Amoah, a Ghanaian who is currently serving jail term in the USA. And so that yellow Lamborghini continues to be the subject of investigation. Now, here's what EOCO says they've been finding out from Shatta Wale. They say that he has been unable to identify the person from whom he purchased the said Lamborghini Urus, except to say that he purchased it from the streets and from someone possibly called Zach, who may have contacted him on WhatsApp, but whose identity he does not know and whose contact he has thrown away. That's what Shatta Wale, according to EOCO, has been telling them, that he bought the vehicle from the streets, may have been contacted by somebody called Zach, and that the person contacted him via WhatsApp, he's thrown away the contact. That's the version of Shatta Wale, according to EOCO, as he's been providing to them. Now, a bit more on the findings. So far, Shatta Wale does not possess any documentation in terms of receipt or transfer documents which shows that he owns or purchased the said vehicle, except a customs declaration document in possession of him bearing the name of Nana Kwabena Amoah, who is currently serving jail term in the US. And that's what we know. But let's provide you a bit more in terms of what Shatta Wale had to say for himself when this issue came up some 2 weeks ago. And he went on TikTok Live and revealed a number of details. The first off, that he bought the Lamborghini for $150,000 US, and that he doesn't know the Kwabena Amoah, who currently, we understand, is serving jail term in the US, and that he's handed over the car to EOCO, and he was told it was being linked to shooting, and he's accused EOCO of abuse of power and that he no longer wants the vehicle. Well, now we're being told by EOCO that he doesn't have documentation with respect to this, and the only document in his possession is a custom clearing document bearing the name of Mr. Amoah. And so that's the latest, as we know, Kemeni, and I'm sure certainly is a subject that we'll continue to follow through and bring details to viewers on. But right now we can do some other stories.
And before we do, Mawena, are we seeing any discrepancies between the EOCO's official statement on the matter and what Shatta Wale told his fans in that live broadcast? What
we're seeing for now is ownership, because once an individual claims that he bought the vehicle, the expectation is that ownership would have transferred to him. EOCO says there is no documentation whatsoever with respect to ownership in his name.
Right.
And all that we have, despite him claiming that he didn't know Mr. Amoah, is the custom clearing documentation with Mr. Amoah's name in his possession. As to whether or not that is the documentation of ownership which he is clinging on to, we cannot tell at this particular point in time. Perhaps there'll be a bit more details.
Yeah, perhaps as this develops. But we'll keep an eye on events there at the frontage of EOCO's offices and bring you a bit more on that story as developments emerge. Right now, let's head for the Greater Accra Regional Hospital and the stories around that, because the Minister for Employment and Labour says he has summoned a meeting with the National Labour Commission to have a comprehensive look at the now viral incident at the Ridge Hospital. Dr. Abdul Rashid Pelpo told the Public Accounts Committee on Thursday that he will involve regional directors to ensure issues of worker safety are looked at holistically. Well, our Christian Yale has more on the story, joining us for a quick one. Now, Chris, walk us through what transpired at the sit-in today.
Exactly, and so the minister and officials from the Ministry of Labour and Employment were before the committee to answer a number of questions on some infractions, including unremitted social security contributions. This, in other terms, refers to some Tier 2 pensions that were not remitted to the respective fund managers, including SNIT and Glyco Pension Trust. And this is amounting to some 9,463,670 Ghana cedis. There were other issues, including under deduction of withholding tax on rent, which is also costing some 176,000 Ghana cedis and over, and then also the issues around unearned salaries and others that were cited by the Auditor General against the Labour Ministry. But then again, that issue about the raging debate on the Ridge Hospital nurse assault came up, where the chairperson of the committee, Abinose Asari, asked a question about what the ministry is doing about that particular case. The minister says he has already summoned a meeting between him and the National Labour Commission, and it is one issue that is not even going to be considered per Ridge Hospital alone, but it is going to be looked at holistically across the country. And so regional directors of Labour Commission would be involved. We can take a listen to what Rashid Pelpio told the committee.
One of the key things we do in the ministry is to ensure that we have a stable, healthy workforce in this country. And it's part of the law that is binding our functional duty to the people of Ghana. And we have the Labour Commission, which has all the duties of ensuring that single issues like these are handled effectively. So I've called a meeting with them, and they would look at it more comprehensively and advise on what next they will need to strengthen their own capacity to make sure the whole country is covered. The Labour Commission has requested that it will be of great importance if we can have regional offices which will look at it comprehensively throughout the country, so we don't have situations where there will be a situation which is out of reach with our duty to individual workers.
Oh, Chris, talk to us. Who else is appearing today?
Yes, exactly. So the Public Accounts Committee, for reasons best known, has decided to reschedule some of the ministries and agencies that were to appear before it today to tomorrow, which is Friday, which also means that it is going to be a very long day, because already when you look at the list, there are quite a number of ministries, departments and agencies that are yet to appear before the committee or are expected to appear before the committee. And so for today, they had only the Ministry of Labour and Employment Relations appearing before the committee. And even for this particular ministry, there are a number of agencies under the ministry that were not invited or have not been invited yet. And so the sitting has been adjourned from today to tomorrow to look at the remainder of the ministries, the departments and agencies that are expected to come to answer questions on a number of the infractions that the Auditor General has cited against them in the 2024 report.
Well, now, Chris, we'll leave it here. Thank you so much for the report. And Christian Yale joined us from Parliament.
I stay on matters relating to health because the Minister for Health, Komla, has condemned the recurrence of attack on persons by some association leaders responding to a recent viral encounter at the Ridge Hospital. He emphasized that there are still measures in place to tackle the issue bordering on medical negligence.
When the delegation came up on committee briefing, I realized that I had to follow up. Let me state this, that I have the health workers of this country at heart. And so any attempt by any individual or any group of people to try to incite the health professionals against government, pretending he cares more than us, is unfortunate. And we must stop that. It's an avoidable tension we must avoid. It doesn't help the sector. If indeed you are a practicing health professional in the sector, it doesn't help the sector. And so, when the delegation came back, I had to follow up. I was in company with the Deputy Director General and other directors of the ministry. We joined the medical superintendent at the
And that's the health minister. Let's connect right now with my colleague George Queenie, who was at that news conference for us. George, the minister has been speaking in quite detail, condemning amongst many other things the attack, and also responding to some criticism that have come his way as a result of his handshake with Ralph. How has he been responding to these claims?
Thank you so much, Maureen, for having me. A very good afternoon. We're coming to you live from the Ministry of Health. And so a while ago, the sector minister, Komla, addressed the media and actually bordered on what transpired on Sunday at the Rich Hospital. If you are not aware about the situation, it was this gentleman who felt his friend, who was a patient then, was not well attended to. So he actually took the law into his hand and it went viral, and it's come with lots of criticism here and there. So this is why the minister addressed the media. And so this actually borders on medical negligence. And it worries to know that some 10 million, Ghana actually spends more than 10 million cedis on medical negligence. And even that 10 million cedis can actually be just one, what is the name, health institution. So really Ghana is losing a lot when it comes to medical negligence. And so with this very issue, the minister has actually admonished professionals to actually normalize communication with patients, because sometimes these patients may not know what exactly these professionals are going through, and so they have to normalize that so that these patients can actually understand and appreciate what exactly they go through. And so if you recall, the association actually has also condemned the act and says the minister should prosecute the person involved, that's Ralph, who's an activist. And so if they are not able to condemn or arrest this person, they will actually take the laws into their hands. Maybe it's going to be a strike or whatever it is. But the minister, of course, felt that was more like a threat and actually inciting some sort of, violence and all that. But this is what he talked about. And so these leadership should not really incite, violence among the association. So this is what they want to avoid. It's an avoidable something. So they need to ensure that that is, actually contained. But he also says the issue about medical negligence is not an issue that started today, and it's a monster that is rearing its head. And so we need to ensure that we tackle that in the bud. It should be addressed as soon as possible. So these are some of the concerns that the minister put out. And so there are some, addresses that the minister put out. So if you have any issue that you want to put across, some numbers were given today, and I just want to take you through this number. So if you have any complaints regarding health service delivery, the ministry is entreating all citizens to contact the complaint desk at their health facility, and alternatively, they may also reach the ministry through this following channel. So there is complaint at moh.gov.gh, and then also contact number 020-688-7882 and also 020-688-7884. And also, they also caution citizens, regardless of your status in society, you don't have the right to attack any professional, regardless of the level of provocation at any health facility, Marina.
That's my colleague George Queenie with details from the Health Minister's press conference. But we know that the Government and Hospital Pharmacists Association, GOPSA, they've issued a strong condemnation of the incident at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital where some healthcare professionals were reportedly attacked. Let's try and connect with the leadership of the association and get their thoughts quickly this afternoon. Dr. Emmanuel Owusu-Owiafe is the National Chair of GOPSA. He's joined us via Zoom right now. Doc, I appreciate you speaking to us. Amongst many other things, you've made a number of demands asking for condemnation from the minister, amongst many other things. We've heard him speak, address the media today. He's condemned it. Some arrests have been made. That begins to appease you and the concerns you had raised earlier in your statement, does it not?
Yeah, absolutely. And we welcome the action taken by the Honorable Minister of Health. It's very progressive. And I believe with us and all other health workers, we welcome very much what the Health Minister has done. It goes a long way to, repose the confidence in the exercise of our duties as health professionals. And it's a very welcoming development.
I'll just ask briefly as to the support you've been providing to the said victim as well, just quickly before I get into what should be the meat of the conversation.
Okay, so from us as pharmaceutical care providers in particular, of course, I'm very much aware we are making sure that our affected compatriot has been given the necessary medications to help in her early recuperation. And we are following suit so that, she fully recovers to get back to her work as early as possible.
Right. At the heart of everything that's transpired, perhaps is what we've been hearing from the minister, speaking to negligence of some sort, that continues to remain a bane in the health profession. No justification whatsoever as to what transpired, but how are health professionals helping to bring an end or stemming the tide against what is negligence in our healthcare delivery system? Okay,
thank you very much. We believe one of the key causes that may lead to, a healthcare provider neglecting a patient has got to do with the issue of, staffing. Majority of the time, yes, you may have an emergencies coming, and the issue is that usually in an emergency setting like happened in the Ridge Hospital, you may not know the number of cases that you may actually even attend to. And so when so many patients actually come in at a particular time, then the caregiver will be inclined to, prioritize, and triage the patient. And so we would encourage the ministry to make sure that first and foremost there is adequate, staffing. Even as we have been propounding as pharmaceutical care providers, we need adequate staff to ensure that at any particular point in time we will be able to attend totally to all the patients in our care. And then the other aspect to curtail negligence has got to do with the full availability of all the necessary devices and equipment to even aid, the care of the patients. And this, we are requesting the Ministry of Health to appropriately retool all our health institutions so that at any particular point in time, whatever test that may need to be done or scan, etc., the institutions will have them at their earliest disposal so that we can cater for patients as short as possible.
On communication, because yes, you mentioned there could be a number of emergency cases. Where do you stand on a guideline in terms of communication to patients and their families as well as to the situation that's currently happening in the hospital to calm nerves and tempers to prevent an instance like this? Because one can easily point to the fact that when communication is absent, you create room for some of these developments.
Yes, on the side of my colleague health providers, of course, we expect that when patients come in, we educate them appropriately on what the procedures we are doing, so that at least they are also very much abreast with what we are doing. When they follow through with what is expected, it helps to calm nerves. And on the other side also, we expect patients to also be, considerate. We are working on them and we are working on their, behalf. If you come to a particular, or if you attend a particular health facility, at least you should give your healthcare provider the benefit of the doubt and expect that the right thing will be done.
Right.
And in fact, even if you have a particular complaint, you should follow the necessary, channel. They are in charges, they are heads of departments, and in this instance, the Honorable Minister has actually, the ministry has come out with some numbers. You can even call those to express your grievances. You shouldn't take the law into your own hands, right, and then, try to exercise justice.
I appreciate you speaking to us, Stock. That's the GOPSA speaking to us this afternoon on the latest and the conversations about medical negligence. It's a big subject matter. Absolutely. Unfortunately, it took a route where we didn't really expect, and one that has seen rightly justified condemnation in that regard.
Absolutely, as well. And I'm eager to know how this develops, in the coming days or maybe even weeks. Right now, let's turn attention to the presidency, because we know that President John Dramani Mahama has called on African leaders to prioritize peace and stability to unlock the continent's economic potential. Addressing the ongoing 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development, TICAD, in Yokohama, Japan, he said, despite these challenges, Africa presents unprecedented opportunities for growth.
TICAD 9 has drawn thousands of leaders from the African continent and Asia with firm leadership from Japan. President John Mahama co-chaired the session with former Japanese Prime Minister Kishida Fumio, with interventions from the Kenyan head of state William Ruto, Togolese leader Faure Gnassingbé, and South African Cyril Ramaphosa, the UN Under-Secretary General Christina Duarte, and Comoros head of state Azali Assoumani, delivering their remarks, says Africa stands to unlock its own potential, but unable to do so due to corruption.
The message is simple. Let's connect Africa's demand to Africa's supply. Trade can and must catalyze Africa's fourth industrial revolution.
Former Japanese Prime Minister Kishida Fumio pledged Japan's continued support for Africa.
I expect that participants in the discussion would bring together the solutions proposed by Africa and the problem-solving abilities of Japan and have a meaningful exchange of ideas that would contribute to the future development of both sides. Thank you.
For President Mahama, TICAD 9 is happening at a time of a rapidly changing world order.
The full effects of these trade wars will have ripple effects on global growth and prosperity for years to come. We must form a coalition of the willing to create alternative markets for sustainable global growth. Africa is open for business.
Let's head to Japan now, where our presidential affairs correspondent Komla is at the moment. Komla, talk to us about the president's move today. What is he doing?
Well, he's had some interactions. He chaired, just from the story we played a short while ago, he co-chaired a plenary session where he equally addressed it as well. A wide range of issues were discussed, focusing a lot more on the economy. But shortly thereafter, the president also addressed a private partnership dialogue where he spoke on the issue of unemployment and also youth aggression, where he is warning that Africa's growing youth population could become a ticking time bomb if government fails to create the jobs fast enough. The president, who was in a panel of discussion at the public-private partnership here at the ongoing TICAD 9 dialogue series or conference, indicated that traditional sectors like agriculture and manufacturing cannot absorb the millions entering a job market each year. Let's listen to exactly what the president said.
And so it's changing the face of agriculture. It's changing the face of agriculture in our country. Apart from that, the creative sector and youth startups are adding jobs faster than the traditional sectors. And so if you take the creatives, renewable energy and those spaces, they add about 4 jobs before you can create 1 job in agriculture or manufacturing. And so investing in that sector means that we can absorb more of the myriad of young people who are coming out of school. If we decide to concentrate on manufacturing and industry, Africa needs to turn up about 12 to 15 million jobs a year. You cannot create that in manufacturing and industry and agriculture alone, but the rate at which the creatives and digital space add jobs is much faster than the traditional economy. So it's a place that we must invest as governments in order that we can absorb more of the youth. We know that we say the youth bulge or the huge youth population in Africa is an advantage, but if we do not create enough jobs fast enough to absorb those young people coming out, then it will become a gunpowder keg and it could consume us.
Komla, we've just had the president, but we also know that he's been meeting some high-profile leaders. Talk to us about that.
Yes, of course. He's met the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres. It was quite a very short meeting that he had with him. But in that, what we're able to pick up is the continued support that the United Nations intends to give to Ghana, especially the role Ghana has played when it comes to EOCO, as the words of Guterres, who indicated that He's well aware and knows the capacity that Ghana has and also the potential of John Mahama in leading that force, which will make ECOWAS, become a very strong bloc. But essentially, in terms of the integration and also the strength that Africa possesses, he has a lot of confidence in John Mahama to be able to lead all of this whilst Africa is aiming at trying to become a force to reckon with. But the support from the US, the United Nations system is not going to stop it. And he affirmed resolve to continuously support what Ghana does with respect to the support that the UN would give him.
We'll leave it here. Thank you so much for joining us this time from Japan. Komla Klute there, joining us from the president's trip to Japan for TICAD 9. More on that story in subsequent broadcasts. But I can also tell you, good news is here at Media General. Still to come. Komla Award.
I don't even know if I should cry. Thank you. This is not just my win. I believe it's a win for every young African journalist. I am deeply honored and humbled to receive this award.
Your stories cut deep, revealing truths others ignore. Troubled Morgue forced a reckoning with systems that fail families at their most vulnerable moments.
Now that is the good news I was talking about, because the Komla Dumor Award is back home for the second time here at Media General. Godwin Asedeba is the 2025 winner. More of that story when we return. Don't go away.
Reporting from the TICAD Market Circle, from the heart of the Upper West Regional Capital, from the heart of the Ashanti Kingdom.
Reporting from Sunyani,
from the Central Business District of Navrongo.
The parliamentarians are on recess.
This is where it all unfolds. The moments that potentially alters the course of our nation and the world. These are the individuals we recognize, the voices we amplify, who appears on screen and who contributes behind the scenes. With professionalism at our core, we bring you news you can trust, impact journalism that makes a difference. This illustrates how diverse perspectives enhance our strength and reinforces our mission. This is 3 News, leaders in breaking news, exclusive interviews, facts and analysis on TV, radio, online and digital. 3 News, first in news.
you're back here on News Central, and you can see in the background, it's a huge win for us here at Media General. But let's talk to you about it, because Gordon Asiriba has been announced the 2025 BBC News' Komla Dumor Award winner. This makes it the second time a journalist from Media General is receiving the prestigious award. In 2023, Pakwesi Asare became the first from the media house to win the honor. Asiriba's recognition adds to Media General's influence in the media industry.
Each year, the BBC bestows this honor upon an African journalist who embodies excellence in storytelling, on-air presence, and the potential to illuminate the world. For Godwin, the journey to the moment has been topsy-turvy. 3 attempts, 1 unwavering dream. He persevered, and it's paid off. His win was announced today, August 21, 2025, marking not only his breakthrough moment, but also the 10th anniversary of the Komla Dumor Award itself.
I'm delighted to tell you that you're the 2025 winner of the BBC News Komla Award.
I don't even know if I should cry. Thank you. This is not just my win. I believe it's a win for every young African journalist. I am deeply honored and humbled to receive this award.
His portfolio is a map of difficult spaces. His stories cut deep, revealing truths others ignore. Troubled Morgue forced a reckoning with systems that fail families at their most vulnerable moments. Ghanaian men promised security jobs, sent to war in Ukraine, traced a pipeline of deception and danger that pulled ordinary Ghanaians into conflict abroad, documented not only their journey out, but also the long road home. In Hooked in Red, married to cocaine and high on glue, he followed the human toll of addiction. My period is not a shame. Use the lenses of menstrual health to highlight equality, education and community solutions, among many other life-changing stories.
Really, everyone would say, oh, I'm passionate about the job, but I think my love for the job goes beyond passion.
Right.
What I find so much satisfaction on is when the story is being told, gets the attention and gets results.
Right.
When it gets results, I am pleased, I'm excited, and that's what I'm all about.
Have you at TV3 where City Bike anchors and reports, the general manager for news, Asantehemaa Wale, says the award is a fitting recognition of his dedication and brilliance.
This is about our First in News agenda, and Gordon represents that agenda very well. This award, we believe, will go and inspire a lot of the news teams in Media General to also inspire Ghanaian journalists and to inspire a lot of confidence in the journalism that Ghanaians are doing. We are very proud that it came from one of our own. This is the second time that is happening to Ghana, and it's in all such instances that happen to Media General, and we are very proud of that.
His triumph has also been hailed at the very top of Media General.
That is a testament of the good work that the news team have done over the years. Kudos to the entire newsroom, to the general manager, Mr. Asantehemaa Wale. He never sleeps. And his able deputy, Mabel. Thank you so much for the good work you have been doing. We are so proud of you. It's a great testament for the hard work that you've put in over the years. I recall not long ago we had to meet on your visit to Ukraine. That was a big adventure, and you pulled through, and we are so proud of you.
And for the man at the center of it all, the moment is both humbling and inspiring.
I remember 2 years ago, I was among you guys congratulating Pakwesi Asare. I wish it could be me, but then what did I do? I worked towards it. I persevered, and look at me today, I am here. So I just want to say that it is possible for every young journalist who works with Media General. Just keep doing the good work, and at the right time, it will be recognized. I'm grateful. I mean, this is going to propel me to higher heights. Komla Dumor, we all knew, stood for dignity and clarity when it comes to journalism. And having to walk on his path, I feel is something that is really great. And I'm going to make all of you proud.
Godwin Asiriba, a journalist whose passion pierces through, whose dedication defines excellence. From Accra to London, from courageous documentation to global recognition. And for Media General, a feather in the cap for producing 2 winners of the prestigious award.
Guess who's here with me? The award winner, Gordon, in human form. Gordon, congratulations, I believe, are in order once again. But talk to us about how your day has been up until this point.
It's actually been an overwhelming day, if I should say. Still letting it settle in. I didn't believe it till today after I saw the official post on their news portal. And yeah, it's been humbling generally.
I mean, talk to us about what this does for you and what it represents for you, all of the work you've put in and the journalism that you've been practicing as well.
Right, so I believe in unique and daring storytelling, and that's what I've always stood for. And it's something that has worked for me over the years, and I've been able to capitalize on that to work on most of the stories that I churn out. This, I believe, is just the beginning. Getting this recognition is very huge. Having local experience, getting the global experience as well, putting it all together would even make you a more professional journalist. So I'm looking forward to the experience that I'll be having in London, going for the training and also executing some stories as well. I believe getting all of that and coming back to Ghana again to invest that into journalism space is just going to be something remarkable, looking at the experience that I already have as a journalist.
Now, even before that trip to London, we know you're working on quite a number of things. What can people expect from Godwin, the journalist, and the daring stories that you seek to tell?
I believe this is just the beginning for me as a journalist. I've done a lot more remarkable award-winning stories. I'm just going to think through my story ideas, look at how I can tell it differently for people to laugh. We are in an era where people find it really comfortable. I mean, some journalists who just sit in the comfort of their offices, put words together, and put pictures on it. I don't believe in that. I believe in humanizing stories, telling it with experiences of the real people who actually go through these challenges.
Right.
For instance, you go to rural communities, there are challenges around education, health facilities, not having the right equipment, having water challenges. We know that climate change is also a very big issue now. How do we tell these stories for an ordinary Ghanaian to be able to understand them? I believe when we humanize such stories, people can be able to relate to it, and we can all come together collectively to bring solutions, because I believe in storytelling that brings solutions. So most of the stories that I tell them to get results at the end of the day. So yeah, this is just an opportunity that I am looking forward to be able to learn more and, you know, just
sharpen the skills a bit more.
Absolutely.
And then, well, there's a bit of a surprise for you as well right now. Let's go onto the telephone line. Right now is Pakwesi Asare. He's joining us right now via the telephone lines. We mentioned that we've done this twice, but the first time winner, Pakwesi Asare, is joining us. Pa, many thanks for joining us. What words do you have for Gordon at this time?
Huge congratulations to Gordon Asare for making Ghana proud. I'm so elated. I am so proud of Godwin for what he's achieved. Indeed, when I called him this morning to congratulate him, I reminded him of a conversation we had 2 years ago after I'd won that award. And destiny has just made it happen for him today. I am so elated. Godwin, it is your day. I don't want to say much today. Just enjoy all the honor and glory that's upon you. I am so happy, and I'm so glad Media General has done it again. We are the pace setters. We are the goats of the media industry in Ghana, and nobody comes close to us.
Absolutely.
Right then, Pa, thank you. I think we'll just leave it here. Gordon, once again, a huge congratulations to you. We'll continue to celebrate the great work that you continue to do. That's Gordon Asare. He's the award winner, the 2025 BBC Komla Dumor News Award winner, and he will continue in his quest to tell stories from very different perspectives. But let's bring you some other stories right now, where hundreds of mourners, including high-profile government and political actors, are expected at the Menchia Palace for the one-week observation of the Asantehemaa, Nana Ama Konadu Yiadom III, who died on August 14. She was also the elder sister of the Asantehemaa. Let's watch this documentary as put together by William Evans Inkum, after which we go live to Menchia.
From birth, she was prepared to take the highest throne of queens on the land of warriors. Asante Kotoko, Kumapema Apembeba. Na Penin, meaning the elders, took over as the Asantehemaa, the queen mother of the Asantes, after her mother, Her Royal Majesty Nana Efia-Kobisewa Ampem II, had transitioned to her ancestors. On February 6, 2017, after all the necessary rituals had been performed, she was named by her brother, the King, Otumfuo Seitutu II. A dawn of a new era. Santaman has a new queen. The chief advisor to the king, the Asantehemaa. All hail the queen, Na Kwedu Yadom III, the 14th queen mother of the Asantes. She never had a formal education. She was raised in a traditional setting. At lactation, she was separated from her mother and raised by her auntie. In 1927, she was born here, the Benyade Shrine at Kwadaso. Those were the days of the restoration of the Sante Confederacy. Na Kunedu Yadom III is described as religious, kind-hearted, calm, fair, and firm, hardworking, very humble, unassuming, and accommodating.
Is Ashanti region correspondent, which is where we're going now after mourners gathered at the Menchia Palace earlier today. Evans, talk to us about why that custom or tradition took place today.
Well, so if you're talking about the queen mother of the Asantes, she is the womb of the kingdom. She is literally the maker of kings. And that is why we're seeing diverse culture beyond, her 1 week observation being displayed here. We've seen a number of traditional authority from all walks of life who have converged here to join the over 30 paramount chiefs or paramounties under Otumfuo and, of course, his Abrinton to mourn or observe the 1 week celebration of the passing of Nana Ama Kwedu Yadom III, a woman who was privately known as Nat Penin, the eldest of Asantehemaa. So I can tell you that beyond just mourning, it is also a spectacle of tradition embedded in diverse culture.
Indeed, we'll learn more about that in subsequent broadcasts, but thank you so much for bringing us the latest from the Menchia Palace. You're here on News Central. We'll take another quick break. When we come back, we'll call it a day.
That's our bulletin for you this afternoon as we continue to celebrate Gordon Asantehemaa, the latest award winner, BBC Komla Dumor News Award. I am Mawina Egbeta.
And I am Kamini Amano. Stay with us here on TV3. Next is the afternoon show. Bye-bye from us.